Or is Andrew Marketon going to take it home to Canada?
And they have their opening sevens, and looks like we are getting ready to go. And both are keeping.
All right, this is not the semifinals, despite what it says at the top of your screen. This is the championship match. Steel Overseer. Both of these guys went with the Steel Overseer version. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to say, yeah, it looks like they're just right.
Yep.
We saw it win heads up in a battle against Precursor Golem previously in this top 8. And, I mean, these are the two guys in the final sitting down to play against it. So they've been debating this build for months with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it feels so good to play a final against a teammate. Just feels great.
Yeah, you got to be excited, no matter who wins it. But Rich Shea, this is his second finals appearance now. He's really hungry for that painting this year. And who wouldn't be? Black Lotus, right?
Yeah.
So Montolio had the interesting decision to go turn 1 Steel Overseer or Sphere of Resistance.
Yeah, the spheres tend to be kind of medium to bad in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if you're on the play, you can actually hurt somebody. And I mean, Rich, this draw, right, Crypt, Soul Ring, Tolarian Academy is very vulnerable to an opening sphere. But I don't know. I mean, he might have other lands in his hand to get started that he could have gotten started with.
And again, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you saw if you saw these cards, if you knew these cards were in your opponent's hand, you would open sphere.
Hindsight's 20/20, but Montolio being quite the expert on the archetype he is, I'm going to defer to his option of going with the Steel Overseer.
Same.
Wow, what an explosive opening here for Rich.
This is crazy.
Montolio, though, has to be looking at his Sphere of Resistance and thinking, man, this could have slowed this down quite a bit.
Inspector into Inspector. He's still got one floating.
Oh, wow.
Metamorph? Oh, jeez. Does he copy the third Inspector? Does he make third Inspector?
Probably the Overseer, right?
I was debating.
Yeah.
Depends if he's got something else to drop. Yeah, I would think 2 Inspectors and an Overseer is better than 3 Inspectors, but I'm not sure.
Oh, and he has a Ballista, too.
Wow. He plays Ballista. He gets a 1/1 Ballista for free and uses it to shoot down the Steel Overseer. Unbelievable. Did we get confirmation as to what he named? Metamorph is an Overseer.
Okay.
Revoker, naming the Overseer.
Yep. And we can see why now Montolio did not lead with the Sphere. He does not look like he has another mana source, so he would have locked himself out of the game.
Do you keep that? Mox, Mishra, 2 drops?
Feels slow, right?
It is slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... I don't know if it's slow enough to mulligan, but you got to think about it. This is definitely a well below average draw for Andy.
Oh, my God. Another monster Ballista here.
After Revoker named Steel Overseer, there was a 6?
Jeez.
He just paid 12?
Yeah, and
he paid 12 mana.
Montolio saw enough there.
That was turn 2, Mark.
Wow.
Turn 2, he just taps 12 and hard casts a 6/6 walking Ballista.
I mean, Montolio, he couldn't lead with the Sphere there. He would have locked himself out of the game.
I totally agree. 100%
so,
agree. Only question from his side is whether he should mulligan.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. So was that actually a turn 2 kill or just a turn 2 scoop? He clears the blocker. He attacks with Foundry Inspector, activates Steel Overseer because there's no longer Revoker. So that's 8 damage. The Ballista picks up a 6th counter. So I'm not sure it was actually a kill.
Not
it wasn't
quite
20 damage.
Lethal, yeah.
It wasn't a turn 2 kill on damage.
Actually, no, because of the Ravager. Yeah, that was lethal.
Was it what Ravager?
Yeah, didn't he play a Ravager?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I saw a Ravager.
Unbelievable. Man, Rich in this deck seemed to be just in tune with each other. He's been playing crisply. A little. He's taking his time, making sure to get stuff right. But I mean, I was actually watching over his shoulder in that finals, and he's announcing everything, right? Every spell. Mana. He's just almost mathematical about the way that he plays.
Yes. Wow, what a quick game. That's typically how these shops mirrors go. They're lot quicker.
It's funny. I talked to Marketon in the semis, like after he had won his and Rich is getting ready to play. And, Andy's he's rooting for his teammate.
Yeah.
Obviously, he would be rooting for his teammate no matter what else is going on. But he kind of gets the double because his teammate is also the better matchup.
Yeah.
So he gets like the free 2-for-1.
Exactly.
You get to feel good about rooting for your teammate and sort of also that would be a better matchup for you than the O's deck.
Definitely. Yeah, I guess maybe with that 7 there, especially being on the draw, you get the scry. I guess
Andy's on the play. Or no, he's on the draw. He's on the draw.
He was on the draw. So that's what I was talking about, kind of the game 1 there. Maybe there's an argument they could potentially mulligan there, that one. I mean, again, hindsight's 20/20, so. So now we'll get to see Montolio to see if he can kind of explode onto the board. Yeah, look, Chat was backing me up. It looked like he had the Ravager there.
Okay.
Yep, so that would have been just the turn.
He copied Overseer with the Metamorph. The Metamorph was an Overseer.
I thought Rich played a Ravager, though.
He played a lot of things. There's a chance he threw one out.
He regurgitated onto the board. Yeah, but I thought
Andy went first that game, didn't he?
Yeah.
The first play was...
No.
He's the 2 seed, but he went Landmox Overseer. And then Rich went nuts. Did Rich choose draw? No, we've got our seeds backwards. That's what's going on. Rich is the 2 seed.
Okay, that's right.
And Andy's the 1 seed. Andy
the seeding is backwards.
We've just got the first and second seeds backwards on the screen. Sorry.
There we go. That's what threw us off.
Right.
So Rich won on the draw.
First. Yes. Yeah, he broke serve for sure. The interesting question is whether... So Andy on the play looks at that hand. Land, Mox, Overseer, Revoker, other stuff.
He gets Overseer online really quickly.
Maybe, depending on Ballista.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the card is definitely vulnerable to Walking Ballista.
I mean, again, I'm going to defer to...
I will say this. I know there are Shops players out there that would mulligan that draw.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they're right, and it doesn't mean that Andy's wrong, but... I've definitely seen Shops players who mulligan aggressively. Like, the card Mishra's Workshop is so powerful in that deck that, I mean, a lot of people, it's almost treated like a dredge deck. Like, do I have my Bazaar?
Yeah.
No, mulligan, right? It's not quite that extreme with Shops deck, but you really want a land that taps for multiple mana.
Yeah, you definitely want to be at, 3 mana by turn 2, essentially. Yeah, if not turn 1.
Right. And then, given the 2 mana, it's almost already a 6-card hand because the Sphere is functionally dead. Like, you're never playing that Sphere. Maybe you're eventually feeding it to a Ravager, but it is... There's kind of only 6 functional cards. I think I would mulligan that hand. Again, it doesn't mean I'm right and he's wrong. He's the one.
Exactly.
He's the one with the chips. But
I bet if we kind of broke it down and we talked to Montolio, he would maybe kind of go through the motions of maybe getting to mulliganing that hand. Because
certainly now that he saw what happened to him, it's a lot easier to wish you'd mulligan.
Oh, yeah, hindsight 20/20. But, again, Rich Shea, if he just has a Wasteland, then he's stuck with just a Mox.
Yeah.
And kind of to your point earlier, with the Sphere, that's already a 6-card hand, essentially.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Game 2. Can Andy Marketon win this one on the play and force a Game 3? Or is Rich Shea finally going to get the win that he's been trying to get for the last 10 years?
Well, we've seen this opening already.
And the Chalice.
With the Chalice, though, this time.
Mox, Overseer, and Chalice for 0. Is that Black Lotus in Rich's hand? The top card? Chalice. Yeah, no Black Lotus for you. It's not like Rich was ever going to remove Chalice, so you may as well give your opponent a chance to miss a trigger.
And we got a waste. And looks like Ballista's coming down.
Sure. Goes ahead and activates the Overseer now, so he doesn't have to worry about responding to anything Rich might do. Wasteland.
And Wasteland for Rich. It looks like he picked up another Steel Overseer.
Goes ahead and trades off the Wastelands. One of them was going to do that. I was curious to see which one. Suspected it would be Andy. Huh. Second Overseer, huh? The list is going to get pretty big.
Yeah, that Ballista with double Overseer online here is really going to be able to control the board now.
Mox Jet off the top. Chalice doing some real work. I mean, Rich kept a draw where the strength of the draw, the mana part of the draw was a Black Lotus.
Yep.
So Chalice 0 having a huge impact on this game. Yep. Oh, another Wasteland. I think Game 3 is going to get started pretty quickly.
And again, this is typically how fast, the mirror goes.
Yeah. We're done.
Wow. Quick 2 games there.
Yep.
10 minutes, 2 games.
But crucially, Rich Shea broke serve.
Yes.
He's the lower seed. He was on the draw, but he won that first game on the draw. And that means, okay, he lost Game 2. He's going to have to play Game 3, but it's Rich who gets to play first in Game 3.
Exactly. And then we see, looks like one card coming out. There, the Chalice.
Exactly, the one
going
card.
On,
Pretty much you want, Chalice is great on the draw, on the play in this matchup, and it's garbage on the draw, so.
And then looks one card for Rich, probably the Chalice coming in. Yep.
Yeah, and they're not even hiding it. Like, they're playing teammates. Like, they both know that they're doing exactly this. There's no need to disguise.
So here's Rich, one card coming out. Let me bring in my Chalice now. Chalice, big card for Rich last round.
Yeah.
So now, again, we get into going first. God favor Rich here, right?
Yeah.
Although earlier on Friday, we saw Andrew here just kind of, he mulled the 6 on the draw and still won.
Oh, I mean, these decks are super explosive. And at some level, if you're the guy that's got the fast mana and the giant Ballista, that's a big edge in this matchup, and that can overwhelm play versus draw. A lot of things can. It's like, fine, Rich's advantage, but whatever.
Yeah,
What's his edge? 60-40, maybe a little more. It's not 80-20. This is kind of a home city for Rich, too. He's got his PhD from Carnegie Mellon right down the street.
Does he currently live out this way?
No, he got a job. Like, when he got his PhD, he got a job. He moved back home, actually, from the Boston area.
Okay. Yeah, I know he's lived out here for quite a little bit.
Takes a little while to get that PhD.
So I've heard.
Computer security.
He's also a fan of ATOGs, I hear.
Yeah, he was getting trolled earlier in the week. Roommate was just hiding gremlins everywhere.
Yes. And they're shuffling up here. We should get they'll be drawing their 7 here shortly. Down to 1 game now.
Yeah.
For all the marbles.
Big game.
For the painting that is this beautiful Black Lotus, and I don't know if you guys have seen it. Definitely go check it out. It's in coverage out there on cardtitan.com. Just a beautiful piece of artwork. I know Rich was really this was the year he wanted to win a Black Lotus piece, and he's 1 game away from doing that. Oh, man, look at. You're just like dreaming in your head. Please give me the Magic Christmas Land 7, this one-time dealer.
Yeah, you've used your one time here.
You definitely use your one time here.
An Academy for Andy. It's an Academy Mox. Can't quite see what else is going on there. Academy draw a little safer after sideboarding where there's no longer spheres in either deck. Well, they both keep.
Here we go. Both keep 7.
Mox Ruby.
I see a Ravager over there. I see a Wasteland over there. 2 Wastelands. A Shop.
Workshop.
And a Mana Crypt.
What are the creatures?
Ravager, I'm not sure what other creature he has. I saw double Wasteland, though. Oh, and an Overseer. Wow.
Sure.
Strong opening here.
Solid. Overseer, Ravager, and 4 mana. With a couple Wastelands.
Yep.
Now, what can Andrew Marketon play on his first turn?
So Rich is stuck with 2 Wastelands in hand. I'm not 100% sure on the other card.
Stuck? I think you're happy to have some Wastelands in your hand.
I guess not stuck. Stuck with in hand, though, yeah. And I think he's just going to Wasteland here.
Reasonable. I think he's got a Dismember as well. That he
yeah.
can fire off potentially.
I think he's kind of seeing if he wants to do it now or not before that Overseer gets online.
Right.
That's kind of the debate right now. And he's going to pull the trigger on it.
Interestingly, goes for the Overseer, not the Ravager.
Well, the Ravager makes the Overseer bigger. Well,
but the Overseer makes the Ravager bigger.
Yeah. I guess what Montolio is thinking is Overseer, the longer the game goes, the more out of control it gets.
Yep. Just an interesting choice. Certainly shows you how much respect both these players have for Steel Overseer.
Oh, yeah. We've seen Steel Overseer do quite a bit of work throughout the weekend.
All right. We know Rich has got a couple of Wastelands, but Andy did not play into those. Does Rich have more creatures to play? That's what he wants to do. He just wants to put more.
Oh, it was a Mana Crypt. That was his 3rd card left in the hand.
Yeah, that's not very exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's Ravager food. Does play it. Metamorph. All right. Copies the Ravager. Not the most exciting Metamorph in the history of Phyrexia.
And Rich is going to sandbag the Wastelands, potentially?
I'd be surprised if he skips his land drop, but he might. Yeah, goes ahead and commits the Wasteland. Wow.
Oh, and just goes all in on the Ravager.
Wow, 6/6 crunch. Crazy.
Rich only left with a Wasteland in hand.
I guess that is what this draw said to do, isn't it? This draw said go all in on Ravager.
Rich, yeah.
It's out of Dismember range. You've got a Wasteland. Your opponent's only showing 1 mana.
Rich is all in on this Ravager. Oh, that's a big pickup there to the workshop.
For Overseer?
Ratchet Bomb. So Montolio just needs to survive long enough.
Tick-tock. He doesn't, though, right? He needs to survive 2 attacks. That is hard to do.
Oh, Dismember. Clears the road.
Sure. And the Wasteland for the workshop. Here's 6.
Montolio potentially down to his last draw step here.
Yeah, he needs to do something.
He needs a creature.
A chump blocker is good enough.
He needs a creature. He's going to have at least 3 mana with the Academy.
Can he block Ravager long enough to get Ratchet Bomb online?
What does
4
he have?
life against a 6/6 Ravager. He's not scooping. At least not yet.
Oh, my.
Academy. Taps for 2.
He's got 3. Can he play something? Desperately needs a blocker here. A Metamorph.
Ha!
Oh.
Has to pay half his life. But it blocks.
It buys him a turn. And he should be able to deal with the Ravager.
Just needs to draw another Dismember. Or a Mishra's Factory. Needs something to put the counters onto. Yeah, here's the attack. There's the chump. Andy on 2, clinging to his last points of life. Man.
Oh, baby.
Waste Tolarian Academy.
Bomb goes up to 2.
Counter.
Buckle in. We have a game again.
We have 1 permanent left. The Ratchet Bomb and the Ravager are going to cancel out. It's going to be literal nothing playing against Mox Ruby.
Wow.
Look at this board. This is turn 4.
Oh, wow. Montolio has another follow-up still.
Man, got him to 2. Here's an attack for 3.
And here goes Overseer building the team.
It's not going to take that long for Andy to deal those 14. Wow.
Oh, well, Rich with nothing here. And Factory comes in again.
I liked Rich's line. I mean, his draw was kind of medium. He needed to draw creatures, and he kind of just had too much mana, not enough threats. So made the 1 giant threat. I think that's all he could do with that draw.
That's how Rich had to play his hand.
Potentially Lethra Mishra's Factory, and he's going to have to leave a defender now. That Mishra attacks. Oh, is this a lethal attack?
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
That is 7. This is a lethal attack. Rich has to jump block. What a crazy game.
Wow.
So close.
This is
Rich
so
has
close.
been to the finals before.
Yeah.
And, he's been 10 years of disappointment trying to get back to finish what he couldn't finish in 2007. He got all the way back to the finals. He's got a great deck.
Gets his opponent down to 2. Down to 2.
So close.
And there's the chump. Buys him an extra turn.
I don't know what he's going to do with it, though.
There it is. There's the handshake. Wow.
Wow.
Montolio.
Andrew Marketon is your 2017 Vintage Champion.
Wow, wow, wow.
Back-to-back top 8s for him here at Eternal Weekend, and he closed this time. He's been crushing people with Shops decks for years.
Yeah.
And now he's the champ.